Okay, we get together here on Wednesday evenings and talk about the early days of single sideband. A lot of vacuum tube radios are heard here, and we also accept buy-sell trades if they are boat anchor related. Also, if you've got a technical question about a radio you're working on, this is a good place to ask for some advice, because some of us may likely have been down that road before. Right now I've got a Swan 500 on that I am operating very conservatively into a Collins 30L1, and the peak reading meter kind of wanders between 500 and 600 watts, so I ought to be in the ballpark. Anybody have any objections or observations about my signal before I take some check-ins? Okay, let's go with it. I'm going to call DRV, TXW, EIJ, SFN, and TS. Then we'll give it to Guy, let him talk to some folks, and we'll go on around. So my neighbor, Mr. Dale, DRV, what do you say, Dale? K5LYN.
Oh, not much. Just kind of hanging around. My second time I've been on this net, or third time, mainly. But I got the Swan 500 CX on here this evening, just running barefoot. Hadn't put no amplification on this yet, just kind of working it through. But anyway, thanks for the call there, Lynn. K5LYN, KG5DRV. Back to net.
Yeah, nice work on the whole station there, Dale. And we catch you breakfast Saturday morning?
Oh, yeah. I'll be there, sir.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. TXW, my other neighbor. What do you say, George?
Howdy, Lynn, and all around the net, WB5TXW on the usual S-line stuff, 32S175S330L1, the power supply, the speaker box, the horizontal loop, and the 10 Delta microphone. So, just for comparison, Lynn, you being on the Swan, I was hearing some blah blah from 73 for what it's worth on the S3, but I didn't bother to get rid of it. Good band conditions, absolutely no crash as opposed to last night. WB5TXW back to net.
I got some line noise over here, though, and I think that's just going to be with us for the summer. You sounded good, George. Okay, Mr. EIJ, Joseph, over to you.
K5LYN. This is Whiskey Alpha 5 Echo India Juliet, Joseph and Magnolia. You guys are listening to a Central Electronics 200V. And I am listening to you guys on a Drake R4 Charlie. And that's about it. Conditions are good tonight. We got a really good crew. And I'm glad everybody's here and we're all having a good time. Lynn, that's I'll look for that 807 schematic tonight and tomorrow. If I got it, I'll scan it in and send it to you as an attachment. And also, I might even call you too. Anyway, I'll look for it for you because I appreciate where you're coming from. K5LYN, WA5EIJ, over.
Well, Joseph, I hope I have the intermittent in this issue resolved, so I'll have something to drive it with. But yeah, an email is fine, or even tell me what book it's in. I probably got it here. Good to hear you, Joseph. Okay, Mr. SFN, the voice of Wimberley. What do you say, Al? Over to you. K5LYN.
K5LYN and a group from W5SFN. I don't have much here. Just talking on an old Kenwoody, and I got two of them here, and a couple of more other old radios. I'm working on an old, what the heck is it, an old Swan 350 down here. I'm working on it to get it to talk good. Well, if it will, I don't know if it will. It sounds a little crappy from time to time. I think I'll drop it on the floor and kick it. Maybe it'll work then. But everybody sounds good out there. I haven't heard a bad signal from anybody. This W5SFN Wimberley.
Oh, yeah, I think all these radios are talking tonight, for sure. And you got a great signal now. In fact, you've been one of the strongest signals I've heard most of the evening so far. Okay, well, Scott's pretty good, too. W5TS, what do you say, Scott? Over to you.
Good evening, Lynn, and everyone else on the net. This is Scott. I'm in Spicewood, Texas, not too far from Marble Falls. I'm on a Helicrafters HT37 transmitter with my new Shure 444 mic. Replaced my old D104 a couple of weeks ago. My receiver is an 111 Helicrafters receiver. My antenna's at off-center fed dipole. Everybody's sounding so much better than a couple weeks ago. Can't believe how great these old radios sound after all these years. So, Lynn, back to you. I'm done. W5TS.
You've brought that whole deal a long way, Scott. Your signal's super strong. The radio's working great. And we properly diagnosed the bad crystal in the D104. Too bad about those, you know. D104s were with us all our lives, but the crystals are failing one by one, just on time alone. Good signal tonight. Okay, Mr. Guy, you want this thing? W5CMK, K5LYN.
Sure, Lynn, I'll give it a whirl. This is W5CMK and the Boat Anchors Group, and you're listening to a Drake TR4 Charlie into a Henry 2KD5 amplifier on the low tap, trying to keep it reined in because the old Drake gets kind of rambunctious every now and again. Using a D104 with the question mark element in it. Everybody likes it. I guess they like it. If they don't, they tell me. And going up to a double bazooka at about 45 foot. And we're right outside of Kilgore, Texas, up in northeast Texas, just a little bit south of the I-20 corridor. So got some folks here on the list. I'll quit rambling on about the crap I got here in the shack, and let's talk to the Birdman. Hey, Jay, KM5QS, come on in there.
Well, good evening, guys. This is KM5QS Jay down here in Alice, Texas. I'm speaking into an Electro-Voice 664A, which is a little version of the 664, and it's going into a 32S1, and when I'm not talking, I'm listening on a 75S1, and all that stuff's being put together by the 312B4 station monitor, and then it's wandering its way up to a 30L1. 30L1's going to a homebrew balanced antenna tuner, which after all that junk leaves there, it goes through that ladder line up to a 160 meter dipole. And everybody's sounding pretty good tonight. They sure are. Everything seems to be working pretty well here. I'll keep this short. My major accomplishments this last week was going to Arkansas and helping to lay Charlie KM5GJ to rest. I had the honor to be a pallbearer. The event was staged beautifully. Was completely respectful. It was great for a funeral. It was wonderful. They're not really wonderful. We don't like to go to them, but if you got to have one, that's the way to have one. Keep Pam and the family in your prayers, please. But I know he's up there laughing at us now because he don't have to worry about all the stuff we still have to worry about. And anyway, that's about it. Back to y'all, guy. KM5QS.
All right, good deal, Jay. Yeah, I'm glad you represented the group, and I know you did it well.
Thank you, sir.
All right, hey, Mr. Gary, you're swimming around with that swan down there. W5BFA, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Oh, not much, guy. Just listening to everybody. Everybody's sounding really good tonight. The band's starting to come together, I think. We're running the old Swan 350. Microphone is a D10. Up to NVRV about 10, 12 feet in the air. It's not very high. And just running the old Swan 350 barefoot. Everybody's sounding real good. The band seems like it's coming around. It's sure good to hear everybody. Glad to be on here and see everybody practice using the old radios. I will tell you, they're a lot of fun and they work really well. That's about it, guys. W5CMK, W5BFA.
Well, I tell you what, the height you have that antenna and the barefoot amperage or wattage you got going out of that thing right now is putting about a 25 over S9 signal into my Drake up here. So you got it working right, Gary.
Well, thank you. And we're looking for a Drake ourselves. I'm trying to find a TR4, so I'll see if I can find here in the next month or two at Hamfest.
Roger. Well, I got one that works and one that don't work, but I think I'll hang on to both of them.
I don't blame you.
All right. Excuse me. Good deal. Good to hear you there, Gary. Hey, K8WOZ on the new old rig. Come on in there, Dan.
Yeah. Good evening, guy. Thanks for letting us sneak in. I won't keep it, but just wanted to say good evening to everybody. We're talking about it's relatively old, I guess. It's by probably 20 years almost. Kenwood 950 SD. And I am driving a 32-year-old amplifier, an Alpha 86 that fixed up here. But put up a new antenna today. It's, what do they call it? It's a 2-band double bazooka. And boy, I had some fun tuning that thing. But after shortening each end by 31 inches, I got a 1-to-1 SWR on 80 meters and a 1-to-1 on 40, about middle of the band. So I'm happy with that. And that's it from here, guy. Thanks for letting us in, KWOZ.
All right, well, good deal. I was just going to ask, the rest of your family knows you got a 32-year-old out there with you, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's on 220s, too.
Wow. Man, you're living dangerously.
Yeah.
All right, good deal. Sounding great, Dan. The little antenna's working good, and 1-to-1 on both bands, that sounds like a good deal. All right, I'm going to pick up one more, and I'm going to throw it down there to Mr. Jim, let him do a little bit of work from down around the Mexican or Rio Grande River down there. Hey, Nick, K5EF, what's happening over there in Louisiana?
Hey, guys, it's K5EF. Very good. Damn, copying everybody fine now. Dan's kind of lengthening out a little bit. Tonight I'm running the Collins KWM2. The 312B5 remote VFO, 30L1, and my swooper array for 75 meters. And even the microphone is a Collins. I'm using an SM3 mic. So, that's it. I did install the Bob Heil replacement microphone for a D104, and it actually does work pretty well. So that is one option for those D104s when the crystal element dies in them. They're such pretty microphones. It's a shame that you can't get the element anymore from a static, but that's the way it goes, I guess. In any event, that's the latest on this end. It's K5EF. Go ahead.
Comment?
Go ahead, Lance.
That's me, Joseph. K5EF, WA5EIJ. I know I'm a little bit biased, but your 200V sounds a whole lot better.
Well, this one here, the KWM2's also got a DX Engineering speech processor, which makes you sound a little rough, you know?
Well, the 200V has yours in particular has such a nice sound. So smooth and mellow and makes you sound good. Over?
Yeah, I know, but this does get you through.
Go ahead. Thanks, Net Control.
You bet, Joseph. No problem. Sorry I misnamed you.
Blown fuse?
Not yet.
Well, I'm talking about me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you may have done that. All right. Hey, Nick, what else?
Oh, not much. I mean, we're trying to get the W9DYV boat anchorage in all set up, and we've got a pretty good list of presenters already, and it's up on the Central Electronics website. And we're trying to get more, of course. And probably at the end of this week, we'll have the videos from last year's event up on that same site and on YouTube. So if anybody would like to hear what was talked about in terms of the Technical Material Corporation and Cosmophones and single sideband history and all that kind of stuff, they'll be up there on YouTube very soon, guys.
All right, well, good deal. Yeah, that sounds definitely like an interesting place to go.
That's fun, and I hope a lot of folks will do it. We actually got a local guy involved now, and he's trying to get the area clubs interested in doing it, so I think we'll be in pretty good shape, Dad.
Well, that sounds good. Need to get some of those youngsters off that digital stuff and get them into some real radio.
Oh, I agree.
Lynn, do you have anything you want to say?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there.
All right, good deal. Okay there, Nick. Appreciate it. Sounding great. And Lynn, I'm going to throw this down there to you, Mr. Jim. KB5ZIV, W5CMK and the boat anchors. Take her away.
All right, brother guy. Ought to be a little more louder now. All right, folks, this is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited Net. I'm on the trusty FT102 this evening. I'm putting that off into the B&W PT2500A. We're going into the big old tuner, and that goes out there to the ladder line fed antenna, all one piece from one end to the other. Hopefully it's working all right and everything is hunky-dory. All right, hey, the first one I got, I believe, is going to be KG5CYP. Come on in here.
Well, it's Kilo Alpha 5, Charlie Yankee Papa, KA5CYP. Name is Larry. I'm located about halfway between Hockley and Magnolia, Texas. I'm running Drakes this afternoon, an R4 Charlie and a T4XC Charlie. Turner 252 desk mic and 125 watts. Antenna's an inverted V up about 25 foot. I was just wondering if anybody has any experience how I could drive this Ameritron 811H amplifier very easy from these Drakes. It's K5CYP.
Yeah, you know, on the power supply where it says AGC.
Say again?
You know, on your power supply, there's a port on there that says AGC.
Okay, that's on the MS4?
Yeah. And then you take that to the ALC connector on the back of the amp, and then all you got to do is adjust the little knobby back there where the ALC adjustment is, and it'll knock it back.
Comment, Jim?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the other thing is just turn the mic gain down. That's what I'm doing on the Swan. I had the, when I was barefooted, I had the mic gain at 1130, and now it's at about 845. So, Larry, just turn your mic gain down.
Yeah, but those 3 811s in that amp won't like a whole lot of drive, Lynn.
Well, that's true about the 30L1, too.
Well, I tried that, Lynn. That's the 4-tuber. It's an 811H. And it's very sensitive, and it don't take much more than a 60-watt input without maxing it out. I just can't control the output by turning the gain down.
Sure you can.
Comment on that, Lynn.
No, I can't. It's not stable enough. It jumps all over the place. It will peg it.
Yeah, just on that one, just use the AGC out on your power supply, and it'll control the amplifier for you.
Okay, well, I'll look back here and look for it. I hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah, that's what you had to do when you ran the Drakes with the L4B, too.
Comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if it's an original MS4 or 4 power supply, it's probably going to have a 2-pin plug on the back of there. You can change that 2-pin to an RCA and then use that to go to your ALC on your amp. Over.
Okay, that's what I have. It's looks like a Randall-like type plastic type connector with a 2-pin thing on the back, a brown connector.
Yeah. If it's the original Drake connector, just get you a RCA and swap it over and run it over there and adjust the ALC in your amp, and you'll be good to go. Over.
All right. Do you know which one's plus or minus?
I just use your voltmeter to figure it out. I couldn't tell you offhand.
All right. Well, I appreciate it.
All right. Back to you, Jim.
Hey, you might look up the manual, and it'll tell you what to do.
All right. Well, I'll give it a try. Thanks much. It was just too much for it. It gave me too nervous. It keeps pegging out the amplifier.
A comment?
Whoops, I doubled with somebody.
SWA5EIJ. I've done that before with that AC4 power supply, and if you go to Ace Electronics in Houston, 290 in Antoine, they have it's actually a test lead, and it's a banana plug, a mini banana plug. It's a shielded cable, and so you can use that end, and it just puts you an RCA plug on the other end. That way you don't have to change anything on the power supply. And it's a snug. It's not loose. It's not tight. It's just a nice, smug, just what you want fit. It works perfect.
All right, sounds great. Thanks.
I love it when a plan comes together.
That's about all I got here. I just had that one question. Thank you very much.
All right. All right, Mr. Don, W5DK.
All right. Good evening, Jim, everybody. This is Don W5DK, and I'm in Spring Branch on the trusty old Drake TR4 with D104. And it's just going through an old Heathkit 2060 and then out to a double extended ZEP of about 75 feet. I don't have anything to add, just checking in for the count. Good to hear everybody. And we'll give it back to you, Jim, W5DK.
All right, Don, got a good signal this evening.
Hold my mouth right.
Hi, Matt, you got your dinner warmed up?
Who are you talking to?
Hey, KK5DR, you got your dinner warmed up?
Probably still got it in the microwave.
All right, we'll come back to Matthew. Hey, Ralph, N5BTM, what's going on?
Hey, Jim, KB5ZIV, N5BTM, and the multitude. Good evening, one and all. Tonight we're on a Heathkit SB100, 444 Shure microphone, and that's driving a homebrew GS35B amplifier, running about 900 watts. That's going through a Drake AMN2700 antenna tuner. I think it was Frank that mentioned this earlier on about the D104. There's an article in this month's issue of QST, and they describe the Heil replacement kit for those D104s. Don't know anything about the cost, but just noticed the article there. So that about wraps it up from here so far, Jim. KB5ZIV and 5BTM.
Hi, Ralph. Well, I've also found that a lot of times the little piece of wax and the little deals that hold the stirrup on have, over the years, have come loose, and it's a pretty easy fix. It's just a little touchy.
Oh, in the 104?
Yeah, Roger.
Okay. I do have an 0104 here somewhere. Been hidden for years as a stock on it, so you might have to retrieve that thing and take a peek.
Yeah, I think your email's still good. I'll send you the little article that Mike did up on it.
Yes, email's still the same.
I do. All right, Mr. Lynn, I've run out of everybody but Matt on my list, and if I missed anybody and you got them, I'll let you take them.
Okay. I'll take a shot at it. This is K5LYN. I'm back. My name is Lynn. Let me just take a standby and see if there was anybody on the early list that we missed or lost or didn't hear. And if there's nobody that comes back to me, then we'll take some new check-ins. Anybody that we missed? K5LYN listening?
KB0UOA.
All right. KB0UOA. Steve, is that you?
Yeah, Steve, KB0UOA in Wichita. Got a pretty good copy on you guys tonight. I'm on the old Kenwood TS830S and the AC2100 amp, MC50 mic with my vertical. Doing a pretty good job of receiving you guys tonight. That's all we have here. KB0UOA.
Okay, Steve. I'd say, considering it's not dark here yet and the skip is getting shorter, you got a pretty nice signal into Austin tonight. What else on your end tonight?
Oh, not a whole lot. Had a pretty decent day here. Supposed to have good weather tomorrow, maybe storms this weekend, so just kind of enjoying the weather. KB0UOA.
Yeah, we've had some rain here too, and it sure has been nice. All right, good to hear you, Steve. All right, who do we have for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net tonight? K5LYN, listening?
November 5, Juliet Golf X-ray.
Kilowatt 5, Romeo, November Juliet.
Wow. Okay, there's a bunch of them in there, but JGX, Hugo, let's give it to you, then we'll figure out who the rest of them are.
Good afternoon, evening, whatever it is. Anyway, my world's turned around just a bit. Good evening to the net. Not too much to add. Checking in for the numbers there, Lynn, and good evening. I'm running a Kenwood 570 here, barefoot, using a D5 RV antenna. See, I'm all around here. All right, anyway, just checking in. Thank you very much, Lynn.
You're sounding great, Hugo. Good to hear you. Come by whenever you're in the neighborhood here. Oh, you and I are not too far apart, right? Okay, let's see. There were some others in there. Was there a call in there with Lima Tango or something like that in it?
Kilo 5, Lima Tango. Good evening, Lynn.
Hey, yeah, take it, Lyle.
Good evening, Lynn. Everybody else on the net. Everybody's sounding good tonight. Sound like the band is open and nice and quiet. Everybody's sounding great on my end. So, running the same old stuff, Lynn. Still running the Heathkit SP101 to the same amp, and haven't touched it. In fact, I didn't touch any knobs from last Wednesday. Just turned it on and let it warm up, and here I am. So, everybody's sounding good. So, back to you, K5LT.
That's a good radio, you know. If you didn't have to goof with it between last week and this week, I'd say you're on the money.
Yeah, I still haven't fixed the ALC though, so at least the meter. So, but like you said, don't worry about it. It's working.
Yeah, I don't worry about it. Yeah, it's working good. Sounds nice too. Very, very nice. Okay, all right. Who else for the net? K5LYN, listening. Okay, Perry, I heard you nicely. Over to you.
Of course, right near barefoot, but I think the dudes are in pretty good shape. Only old RMS 1 meter here, and it's hitting 150 pretty easy, so there you go, whatever that's worth. Anyway, then running the Shure 444 mic here, so anyway, the signals are kind of iffy this evening. Some of them are good, and some of them are iffy. I can hear them. Anyway, good evening to everybody here on the boat anchors, and I'll shut up, get on with your next.
Hey, Perry, I always say this to you. You know how to put out a signal better than anybody else I know, I think. For a Swan barefooted, you have a great signal into Austin. I'm on my 500 too, a 500C, but I'm also very conservatively driving the Collins amplifier. So I hope I'm halfway as good as you are up there, as I am up there, as you are down here. Over.
Yeah, Wayne, you're 20 over here. Yeah, and I heard you at the first of the net say you were on your 500, so it sounds really good. I hope mine sounds as good as yours, Owen.
Oh, it sounds spectacular. Any new projects in the works, Perry?
No, I've been awful busy with work and with some family ordeals going on, so nothing going on around here.
Okay, all right. Well, glad you came by. I always wonder how far into the summer we'll hear you well, but right now I'm impressed because it's absolutely not dark here, and you got a great signal into Austin. Okay, let me have a couple more. Who else for the net? K5LYN, listening.
And 5LUI.
Okay, LUI. Okay, how you doing?
Not too bad, Lynn. Not too much going on here, but I just got in here. I almost missed it, but we're still on the Drake TR4C and Shure 444 mic. We're running probably around 500 and to an inverted V out there, but still the same old setup.
Well, it's loud into Austin, so you're doing it right.
Okay, good enough. I'll go along with that then. Hey, okay, go back to them and see who else you can pick up there. But 7 feet to everyone, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, nice work on the Drake. Okay, somebody came in same time LUI did, and he was a little bit louder, so I heard that person. Who was the other one? Over to you, sir. Jim, how are you?
Hello, Lynn. Jim, guy. Well, the boat anchor group out there. This is Jim down here in Far, Texas, WJ5MS. I'm a trusty TR4, marking into this MC50 microphone, putting it all out there on 80-meter dipole. And that's about the size of that there, Lynn. Thanks for having the net. WJ5MS.
All right, Jim, good to hear you. I can tell the seasons are changing because I hear you great in the winter, but never as loudly when we get into the summer. But 100% copy, and the Drake's working fine. Okay, let's see. Guy, you want this thing? What do you think? W5CMK, K5LYN.
K5LYN and the boat anchors. Yeah, I'll give it a whirl. I think there was one, was there a Romeo, November, Juliet that we didn't get? Okay, must have been dreaming. All right, good evening, everyone. My name's Guy. My call sign is W5CMK. I'm located in Northeast Texas, just outside of Kilgore. And you're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited. And I'm running a Drake and a Henry and a double bazooka with a D104 mic. And if you would like to check in with the Boat Anchors Unlimited, come now with your call sign suffix, please, and I'll try to get you in here.
Edward,
PWA.
I got Transworld Airline and Edward Delta X-Ray. Was there one more?
Papa Whiskey Alpha.
All right, Alpha 5 Romeo, I believe. All right, Transworld Airways. Go ahead, TWA.
I think it's PWA.
Okay, well, whatever it is. The WA is station. Go ahead, sorry.
Roger that. That's Kilowatt Germany 5, Papa Whiskey Alpha. I'm not on my boat anchor today. It's not working, and that's my question. I'm a new ham. I inherited an old Yaesu 101, and I was wondering if anybody had anybody do any work on one of these things before, and know anybody who you can trust.
Well, I know some folks that'll work on them. I don't know whether where are you located?
I'm located in Luling, Texas, about 50 miles south of Austin.
All right, Jim, you know somebody down that way that can help him out?
Well, when I get some time, what doesn't it do?
Well, it's working. It's off about maybe 3 kilocycles on 40 meters, and 80 meters is just useless. It's way off on that, so it just needs to be get back aligned. Other than that, I'd like to have it checked out. I had to replace a electrolytic capacitor in it because it blew up the first time we plugged it in, tried it out. It's working now. I was thinking about maybe replacing the rest of the capacitors in there. Any thoughts on that?
There's a guy out of Canada that has all the capacitors on that regulator board. That's usually the biggest problem. He's pretty cheap, $30 for everything. There's a couple other capacitors he sends that are on a couple other boards. He has complete directions. Those are plug-in boards. They're very simple to deal with. The transmit and receive is off. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, roger that. It's off about, like I said, on 40 meters, it's off about 3 kilocycles, and then on 80, it's probably off maybe 5 or more. Now that's not me saying it. That's my cousin who came over. He's got about 20 years as a ham, and he's the one that got it running. And he said it does need to be aligned. He knew how to do it years ago, but he doesn't have the tools to do it, and probably because he hasn't done it in so many years, he wouldn't want to tackle it.
Okay. If you'll look my call up and drop me an email, I'll send you a link to that capacitor mess, because the deal that gets those zeroed up is on that regulator board, and as a general rule, that's 90% of the problem. The rest of it's not too bad. It takes about a whole day. When I have plenty of time, I can do one in a whole day and get it back like it belongs.
Well, roger that. Give me your call sign, and I'll shoot you an email here in a little bit.
All right, the call sign here is Kilowatt Bravo, excuse me, number 5, Zebra, Italy, Victoria, to do it the old-fashioned way.
KB5 Zulu. I, Victor, right? All right, I'll get you an email out here in a few minutes.
Yeah, just think about loaded inverse voltage. Back over to you, guys.
All right, I appreciate it, gentlemen. Appreciate the information. I'll try and get this old boat anchor running and maybe get on here and be able to talk to you for reals.
Try again, guy. Y'all were double a little bit.
Y'all double.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, guy.
Okay. All right, we'll get over it. You know, doubling is just part of it. That's the reason they call it amateur radio. All right, hey, Byron, what's up in your neck of the woods?
Hey, guys, the rest of that, it's WA5EDX, Bluffdale, Texas. Just showing the beautiful weather we had out here today. I tell you what, I guess we got close to a record low last night, and we might get close to a record high here on Friday. So it's just Texas, I guess. Tonight I'm on the same rig I was last week, the Drake TR-46. Barefoot, D104 mic, just as written up in QST this month, and inverted V. So that's the whole story here. Everybody sounded good, band's in real good shape. Storm's blown out of here, so nice not to hear all the static crashes. Guess that's all I know for sure, guy. Everybody's moving in, more or less. So, back to you. WA5EDX.
All right, good deal, Byron. Yeah, you're a little light on me there. I don't know, maybe you might give it a little more mic gain or something. It kind of was going up and down, but that may be the band, too.
Okay, will do.
Good deal, Byron. Looking forward to seeing you in the fall. All right, anybody? I seem to think I might have missed one in there. If I did, if I missed that station, come up with your call sign suffix and let me get you first.
Kilo Romeo Papa.
Boy, I can't miss that one, but there was one underneath you there, Marty. What was the other station?
5 Romeo.
All right, and there was one underneath you, too. Or not. Maybe it was just reverberating. Hey, Marty, what's up?
Yeah, good evening, guy, and everybody on the net. This is Marty, N5KBP. I'm running the old Yaesu FT401B boat anchor, and the old D104, same old station. I do have an addition to it. I have this real pretty nifty touch panel or touch screen digital display for it now. That I finally cobbled together and got to work. So that's it on this end. Nothing else. Glad the rain stopped. Back to that, N5KBP.
Yeah, I saw a picture of that. That's pretty nifty. You know what you've done, though, don't you?
Do what now?
Yeah, I saw the picture. You know what you've done, right? You bought yourself a project to get that rigged up for that Tempo 1, right?
I kind of figured that. Let me see if I can get a base to or a case to get this thing in, make it look better. We'll see what we can do.
All right, that's when the old world meets new world. Over.
All right, Roger. Pretty touch panel display for a 40-year-old radio.
Yeah, that's like putting lipstick on an old pig, right?
On an old pig carcass.
Okay, we'll go with that one. Hey, Rusty, what's going on over in your neck of the woods?
Good evening, guy, and everybody on the Boat Anchor Net. It is WK5R. I'm on the usual stuff tonight, transmitting on the helicopter's HC-37, receiving on the Drake TR-4CW, and I'm driving the GS-35B with it there. Around legal limit, and through the homebrew tuner up to the dipole, and that's about what we got going on here there, guy. Back to you, WK5R.
All right, Rusty, I just got one question.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Are you using a teleprompter to remember all of that stuff?
No, I don't have big ears either.
Okay.
I wasn't going there, but you did, so.
Roger. And I'm not that color either.
Yeah, well, we'll move on now. All right, anybody else with the boat anchors, come now with your call sign suffix. Man, we might have scared them all off. Anybody else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited, come now with your call sign suffix, please. Well, Jim, you want to give it a whirl? KB5ZIV, W5CMK.
Sure, Mr. Guy, I can do that. All right, folks, this is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. I still got one left over from the early list. Hey, Matt, you gotta come in here and say some words of wisdom.
Well, I don't know whether I should or not. Y'all gonna be able to handle it?
Well, we'll just pull our boots up and just keep on going.
All right, yeah, well, we'll get over it, I guess. This is KK5DR, and there ain't nothing vintage about my radio. It's a 2-week-old 7300. But my amplifier is vintage. It's a 35-year-old Alpha 76A Resto Mod. It's not the same amplifier it was when Dick Airhorn was messing with them. Anyway, doing about 1100 watts out, 25 watts of drive. And the antenna is the inverted V for 80 meters, which soon will go away to be displaced by the double ZEP, balanced double ZEP that I got to put up here sooner than later now. Last night we had a little windstorm come through here and dumped about a 1/4 inch of rain and made a hell of a lot of noise. When I went out after it was all said and done with, there was about a 10-foot long oak tree branch laying across the driveway right in front of my truck. Luckily it didn't even touch the truck, it just landed in front of it. And I looked around, doesn't look like too much damage. I looked up at the tower and holy crap, my step IR is now 90 degrees out of phase there, so I think it slipped on the mast. I need to get up there this weekend and straighten that out. And while I'm up there, I'm going to be hanging some hardware for the double ZEP there that will support it. And so that project's going through. Anyway, there you go, Mr. Jim, KK5DR.
All right, Matthew, I hate it when Mother Nature plays with things.
She plays rough.
Hey, Roger.
She makes her own rules.
Anyway. All right, guys. This is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. If y'all would like to check in with us this evening, if you'll come with your call signs slowly, spread them out a little bit for me, guys, I'll try and get you in here.
WK5R.
Yeah, Rust.
Yeah, I just thought I'd check back in on the other rig here. I'm transceiving now on the TR4CW. I thought I would throw it back in there and it had its slip. I hadn't used it so long to ship the receiver. You know, it's supposed to push that over there on the so there you go. I am using an old Electro Voice mic on it right now. The other mic I had drives it too hard, so I get the voltage drop down on it. But this old Electro Voice does pretty good there. So back to you, Jim, WK5R.
All right, Rusty. Sounding good as always.
Quebec Sierra.
Yeah, Jay.
This is a recheck also on the Kenwood TS830 from 1981 to the future, whatever. And since Matt was using an old Alpha, I thought I would too. My old 374A's been converted. I'm keeping my voice down so I don't smoke it. At any rate, just thought I'd double dip. Back to y'all, KM5QS.
All right, Jay. Excuse me. All right, folks, this is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. If you'd like to check in with us this evening, if you'll come with your call signs slowly, spread them out a little bit for me, guys. I'll try and get you in here.
Whiskey 5 kilos out in Beaumont, Texas.
Yeah, go ahead there, sir. KGZ, go ahead.
Okay, I didn't know you were referring to me. Good evening to you. We're handling here at Terry, Papa, Romeo Yankee, and we're located in Double Oaks, Texas. Just listening to the net and thought I'd get a little education by listening more than I was talking to. Right back to you. Thank you for acknowledging my call.
I did who it was. The sounded good over here in Uvalde. All right, anyone else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net this evening? Well, Lynn, you want to try another one?
Yeah, we might have covered the territory. Let's find out here. I see we've got, what, 17, 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. All right, this is K5LYN. My name's Lynn, and this is a Swan 500C, very conservatively used to drive a Collins 30L1. So let's see, who else out there wants to talk boat anchors tonight? Anybody out there on the vacuum tube radio in Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Kansas? Where are you guys? K5LYN, listening? Well, maybe there's nobody out there. Anybody want to talk to me about anything before we wind this thing down tonight?
Yeah, Lynn?
Yes, sir.
All right. KB5ZIV was talking earlier, I believe it was him, about the replacement for that Yaesu 101. He's coming in here real good, and I didn't catch his name.
His name's Jim, KB5ZIV, and you can look him up on QRZ.com, and you'll find his email address there.
Roger. Okay, Jim, thanks for that information on that Yaesu there. Hopefully you can hear me. But I'm going to go ahead and email you on QRZ, and I got a buddy of mine who's got problems with that Yaesu, and I believe that's the same problem. So, KB5ZRV, we'll step out of here. Back to you, Lynn.
Yeah, okay, Dale. Good luck with the project. And, yeah, Jim is pretty knowledgeable about those radios of that era and has had some of those on the net here. So, okay, yeah, get in touch with him. All right, anybody else want to talk to me or anybody about the net or anything else? K5LYN. Well, I think we've done it, gentlemen. I'll say my 73s to the group and listen out, and I'll pass it around to the other guys and let them tie up on their end, and we'll do this thing all again next week. So get out your most exotic radio, and let's hear it Wednesday a week away. W5CMK, Guy, it's all yours. K5LYN.
All right, Lynn, and I will say that that Swan settled down and sounding real good now that you got everything warmed up and all those electrons bouncing off the inside of those great old big final tubes in the back of it.
Well, thanks. I turned it on at 3 o'clock this afternoon in hopes of achieving that, Guy.
Well, success has been met. All right, anybody else want to talk to me about some boat anchor stuff? This is W5CMK and the Boat Anchors. Come now with your call sign suffix, please. Well, I'm going to take that as a no. Silence is golden sometimes, but silence means it's time for us to move on and turn this frequency back. So I'm going to say 7-3 to everybody. Enjoyed it. I really do enjoy getting these things warmed up. I got a brand new central air conditioning unit here in the house, so the heat doesn't bother me anymore. Even Henrietta down there putting out a lot of heat. So anyway, we'll catch y'all next week. If the creek don't rise, if it does rise, we'll put our floaties on and get across it anyway. Hey, Mr. Jim, you want to tie a bow on it? KB5ZIV, W5CMK, and the boat anchors.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. All right, guys, this is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. Have we missed anyone this evening? Is there anyone else that would like to check in with us?
J5MS.
Yeah, Jim.
I don't think I can make it up to die with a skinny wood, but I just thought I'd pull a J and double jump. With a TS 820, no F, no D, no nothing. The D's on the table. It can go back in operation in about 2 minutes. We're just playing with a little Kenwood here and putting it out there on the same antenna and just having fun like everybody else. WJ5MS, clear and gone back to the table to fix some radio.
Hi, Jim.
Comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Gay.
Yeah, I can hear him a lot better on the Drake, over.
Yeah, I see your 820 and raise you with 830.
7-3, y'all.
Who, me?
All right, guys. All right, have we missed anyone else for the Boat Anchors Unlimited net this evening? All right, folks, we appreciate each and every one of y'all coming by here and taking the time to check in with us. Lynn, Guy, and myself, we all know what it takes to keep these things up and running, so we definitely appreciate y'all coming by here and spending a little time with us, because without you guys, we surely can't do this. We get to listen to the radios that we got to play with, and we get to listen to some radios that we didn't get to play with, so that's a good thing. Anyway, y'all be good. We'll see y'all next Wednesday. Y'all have a good rest of the week. We'll return this frequency back to normal amateur use from KB5ZIV.
Good net. Thanks, guys.
I still want to know what's normal.
What was that?
I don't think we'll ever know, Jake.
Yeah, really.
I ain't